We are 1 month into 2024, and yet I feel like the resolutions and habits that we might have set at the beginning of the year have just been slowly slipping. So instead of just feeling defeated for not starting the year at 100%, it's time to incorporate some healthy habits to help boost our motivation, prioritize our health, and live more productive and fulfilling lives. Now, this video is not about hustle harder BS. This is about incorporating habits into our day-to-day lives that act as the building blocks for living a more fulfilling, healthy, and just generally happy existence. Now I'm just going to provide a little bit of context because I think it's important to know where content creators are coming from when they give these recommendations in order to decide whether or not there's something that's going to work for you. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin. I am a fourth-year PhD candidate in History and African American Studies at Yale. I currently live in London with my partner and my small dog, Moo, and I make content about my research and my dissertation, but I also share different tips on productivity and how to be a better student, and also share things like books and style and all the other things that I really enjoy. I am an able-bodied and generally healthy individual. As far as I'm aware, I am neurotypical, so the healthy habits that I've incorporated into this video are meant to be widely applicable, and I have taken into consideration how this advice might impact neurodiverse or non-able-bodied individuals. However, I might not capture all of it. And so while these healthy habits have been really helpful to me, I just want you to go ahead and take it with a grain of salt because I want you to live your best life, and that means finding the healthy habits and systems that work best for you. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in with healthy habit number 1, which is to set a standard bedtime and waking up time. As I've gotten older, I've reflected on the years in my early 20s, those magical years in college when I somehow was managing to live on like 3 to 5 hours of sleep a night. I don't know how my body somehow managed it, but I still managed to show up to class and get all my assignments done, and I don't know where that girl went other than I aged. And I have found that now, as my body has evolved and my working patterns have evolved, I definitely need a solid 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. I've tried so many different sleep routines, including waking up at 4:30 in the morning and going to bed really early, or staying up really late and then sleeping in. But the thing that I have found to be the most helpful for my overall energy and state of mind is having a standard bedtime and morning waking time. Now I get in bed around 9:30 and I try to be asleep by about 10 to 10:30. I really love getting to read in bed and take my time before I have to shut off the lights and prepare for sleep. And then I have an alarm that goes off around 6:30 or 7. It is particularly difficult to figure out a sleep schedule that works really well, especially if you are somebody who lives with other people or if you are coupled, but finding a routine that works best for you in order to ensure that you're getting the sleep that you need every single night and having a routine that you can adapt to is just so important for your long-term health, and I highly recommend incorporating a standard bedtime and standard waking up time. Now on to healthy habit number 2, which is to avoid screens for the first 2 hours of the day. I personally use the application Opal, which is an app blocker on my phone, and I have it go off at set times. So I have it running from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. And because I wake up around 7, that leaves about 2 hours in the morning when I cannot access my email, social media accounts, or anything that might be distracting, but it still allows me to contact my friends or my family or to make a call if there was an emergency. I can still use my camera because I'm a content creator, and it just means that I am not getting sucked into using a variety of applications first thing in the morning. I have found personally that this has led to a net positive in terms of my anxiety in the morning. My anxiety peaks first thing in the morning and then very late at night, and having my phone available on my bedside table was one thing that would just lead to a bit of an anxiety spiral. But since incorporating a practice of not using my phone in the morning, I have found that my relationship with social media has improved and I don't get sucked into my phone and get distracted first thing in the day, which ultimately leads to feeling less distractible during the day. And I know myself, I do not have good impulse control. And if I have access to my applications, I absolutely will check them. And so using an application like Opal that just removes the access just makes it so that way I don't have to think about it. I also think that this would be helpful for those that are neurodiverse. For example, my friend Katie talks a lot about ADHD and how it is that she navigates life with ADHD, and she uses an application that actually asks if she wants to continue. So as she opens up the application, it will specifically ask her whether or not she actually wants to look at the application. And that seems to help her take a minute and recognize whether she is using the application because she actively wants to, or if it's just something that is seeking a dopamine release. I know myself, and that would not be enough. I need something that completely blocks access. I need a parent lock, essentially. And so Opal is my answer. The third healthy habit is brain dumping, or journaling in the morning, but incorporating gratitude. For many years, I've heard the advice that you should journal in the morning, have a place where you can basically dump all of your thoughts and process your emotions, and that has a positive effect on your overall well-being and psychology. However, I tried so many times on and off to journal regularly and just never knew what I was meant to write. And one thing that I have found really helpful is having prompts. And you can get these prompts on Pinterest. You can get them from a dedicated journal that has the prompts embedded. But the thing that I have found to be the most helpful and that gets my mind going in the morning is thinking specifically about what it is that I'm grateful for that day. And this could be something as simple as the beautiful sunrise, or that my dog is healthy, or that I have access to parks in London where I get to go walk on a Sunday. But when I first actively started incorporating gratitude into my journaling, I wanted to see what the actual psychology behind those practices were. And I found a variety of studies that I'm going to cite in the description that basically noted that gratitude did lead to a positive feeling of self-worth and a positive view of the world. And in a study by Clara Adkins at Old Dominion University, veterans who suffered with PTSD were given the practice of gratitude journaling. And according to this study, findings suggested that a gratitude journal intervention improved veterans' gratitude over time, and time of the gratitude exercises had positive effects on psychological well-being. Now, this is just one study of many, and I highly recommend looking into this yourself. But even if the overall effects are quite minimal, writing down what you're grateful for and being able to acknowledge your surroundings can only mean something positive, at least in my mind. And on the note of gratitude, I wanted to share my gratitude for the sponsor of today's video, which is Ana Luisa. Ana Luisa is a sustainable, carbon neutral jewelry wear company out of New York, and I've been working with them for over 2 years now. They're currently running their Valentine's Day promo, and I just wanted to share a little bit about why I absolutely love Ana Luisa, but why I also think that it is a great gift to share with somebody that you want to show your own gratitude for. Whether it's gratitude for your partner, your sister, a friend, or it's showing gratitude for yourself, all of these pieces are unique and beautiful. They have such a range of options, and they have new designs all the time, so there is something for everyone. I wear Ana Luisa jewelry every single day, and I recently got my ears pierced, and they were so kind as to send me a couple of pairs of earrings, and I'm gonna go ahead and share with you. First, we have the Frida earrings, and these are so beautiful with a dangling pearl, and I can't wait to wear these. My ears are still healing, so I can't wear them quite yet, but I can't wait to wear these when they do. I was also given the Paris earrings, and these match one of the rings that I wear almost every single day. It's that beautiful little croissant shape, and I just think that these are so lovely. And lastly, they sent me these Amaya earrings, which are just simple, dainty, beautiful, and I think will go with just about any outfit. And if you're looking to get a gift for somebody that you love this February, then go ahead and check out the link in the description below. Thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Now let's move on to the rest of our healthy habits. The fourth healthy habit is to make time to develop a new skill, whether this is just 10 minutes a day or it's actually dedicating an hour a week to a class. Finding the time to actually incorporate your goals for the year and focus on developing a new skill has a net positive effect. Recently, I've been relearning Chinese. I took it back when I was in high school, but recently my grandmother, she asked if I would come with her to Hong Kong and to Shenzhen, and I've been brushing up on my Chinese because I really want to be able to navigate. And I've been brushing up on my Chinese using a variety of applications. I use Super Chinese, I use Duolingo, and being able to gamify learning is something that I personally love as somebody who's interested in a career in ed tech. Also, being able to see what it is that I actually remember from learning Chinese back when I was a teenager versus what it is that I know now is entertaining, but it is also humbling, to say the least. And because I live in London, I also hear people speaking in Chinese much more often than I did anywhere that I lived in the States. I've been reinforcing it, and I've been practicing between 10 and 30 minutes per day. And this is something I do after journaling first thing in the morning. And I have just found that I have been moving through the lessons really quickly, and I highly recommend focusing a little bit of time on developing a new skill or a hobby that you want to spend time doing, whether that's developing a language skill for a trip, or you're looking to develop coding skills so that way you can add that to your resume. Just setting aside like 10 to 30 minutes a day just makes such a big difference. Block it in your calendar, make the time for it, and try to find ways to make it fun. The fifth healthy habit is to incorporate intuitive eating that is distraction free. Now, I often avoid talking about eating and diet on my channel just because I know that it is an incredibly sensitive topic for me and that it might be a very sensitive topic for others. But something that's been really helpful to me is actually changing my relationship with food to one of appreciation, and more specifically trying to create time and space where I am eating distraction free. This means that I try not to look at my phone or watch TV or watch a YouTube video while I'm eating, because I find that when I'm distracted, I'm not listening to the signals in my body. And also in terms of intuitive eating, being aware of when I'm actually hungry versus when I'm actually full, or if I'm needing more protein or more vegetables. I'm only aware of that if I'm actually in tune with my body. So I've been incorporating intuitive eating in order to repair my relationship with food, and I have found that it's been really helpful. And this isn't prescriptive. This is really focusing on what your relationship is with food and seeing food as something that makes life fun, more enjoyable, rather than thinking of it as something that is just purely fuel. The sixth healthy habit is to find ways to move your body that make you feel good. Once upon a time, I was a professional athlete. I used to ride horses professionally, and back then I was training specifically for the purpose of competition or for a particular horse or a particular aim. But over the years since leaving the sport as a professional, my relationship with fitness has just been a little challenging. I began incorporating workouts into my routine probably like 2.5 years ago actively. And I've tried so many different things. I've tried strength training, I've tried cycling, I've tried running, I have tried Pilates, yoga, etc. And this last December, I was actually doing a lot of strength training with my partner. And what I found was that I wasn't really enjoying going to the gym because I didn't like how my body felt afterward. I now use working out in order to improve my back health. I had a riding accident when I was a teenager, and I have chronic back pain. But I have found over the years that if I'm incorporating movement into my routine and going to the gym regularly, then my back generally does feel better. But what I was finding with strength training was that it actually was making my back feel worse, and it was because of the muscle soreness. And it just made me not want to go to the gym the next day. Whereas incorporating core training, yoga, Pilates, they also have a bunch of different like dance fitness classes at my gym, and being able to do classes like that is not only fun during, but also makes me feel good afterward. And this has just made me more inclined to actually go to the gym and to move my body regularly. I highly recommend finding a routine that works best for you and finding movement that makes your body feel good. And lastly, we have healthy habit number 7, which is daily planning at the end of the day rather than first thing in the morning. It wouldn't be a Kale and Apple video if I did not talk about planning. And one thing that I've incorporated in my day is doing my plan for the following day the night before. I have a checklist, which is to look over my goals. So I look over my goals from the year, the month, and the week. and I go ahead and update it based on any progress that I've made that particular day. Then I do my habit tracking, which is to actually check off the things on my habit tracker that I've accomplished that day. And then lastly, I make up my plan and priorities for the following day. This has helped reduce my anxiety and has helped offer some mental clarity on what it is that I need to accomplish the following day, and means that I sleep better. I wake up prepared, knowing what it is that the day holds. I know what appointments I might have, but I also know what it is that I'm prioritizing, so I can get my head in the proper headspace. So give it a try, incorporate it in your evening routine, and then let me know what you think. All right, everyone, we have now made it to the end of the video. I am so grateful that you watched all the way to the end. Thank you so much, and please leave me a comment on any of the tips that resonated with you or any other healthy habits that you would like to share with others in the comment section. And thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. If you want to go ahead and check out their incredible jewelry, then I will have the link and the discount code in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for future content. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.